Hey folks, I went to the YouTube space and Step Back is going through a lot of changes and I want to tell you guys about it today. So, Step Back, the channel I've been running now for, next month it'll be 2 years, is going through some major changes. You guys probably remembered that I started filming a couple videos in the summer and they didn't really have the result that I wanted. The quality of filming on this camera, while good enough for something like Historian IRL, I don't think is ready for the big time leagues like going and filming a whole video for Step Back, a channel that has 22,000 subscribers, almost 23,000 as of recording. I was curious about what to do. I was thinking about maybe going back to my old style until I had more equipment, or doing something else, or just trying to save up for better and better equipment and kind of ride this out. And then I went to the YouTube space. Now, I had been at the YouTube space before, back in October. I visited just to unlock the space where they show you all the stuff. And then since I moved to Toronto about 2 months ago now, I've visited now probably 2 or 3 times. And both times I went, I had a really good time, got to meet the staff. I realized that I live close enough now that I could use the space to make Step Back videos. Now, I'm moving to a camera setup for a couple reasons. One, if I want to be a history communicator, I want to have my face as part of the overall project, because Step Back is one part of a larger career goal for me, which is to be a Neil deGrasse Tyson of history, going around trying to promote historical literacy and history around the world so that we can be a better society and understand history better. I also was at VidCon and realized that there's an aspect to YouTube that having a face on a video really provides. And this came from a conversation I had with Dan Olson. If you guys know Dan Olson, he is the host of the channel Foldable Ideas, and we had a really great conversation about how YouTube works, and he's really, really smart about that kind of stuff. And so he gave me some really useful advice. He's the one who encouraged me to make Historian IRL, but also YouTube is built on this having a relationship between creator and audience that having a animation setup doesn't do very well. And the people who do it are people who aren't interested in building that relationship, like CGP Grey, or everything is so high quality that it's kind of beside the fact, like the Kurzgesagt people, where the Kurzgesagt people wouldn't recognize them if they saw them. So this is my next plan. I plan on making Step Back camera-based, but I have no money and equipment's an issue. So the YouTube space, for anybody who doesn't know what the YouTube space is, YouTube, the company itself, actually has studios set up around the world. There's a handful of them, and the ones in North America are in LA, New York, and Toronto. So this one just wound up being 2 subway stops and like a 20-minute walk away from my apartment. So I decided to go. I decided to unlock the space, go to a few. They have networking events and like tutorials and things like that. And I decided to go to one of those. I decided to go to several of those, and then I don't know what happened at the last one, but it just kind of clicked with me like, oh, I could do this. I could just book time here. I'm fully entitled to. Anybody who has over 10,000 subscribers can book these studios and use their equipment for free. And the only requirement that they have is that YouTube greenlights any videos that go out, just to make sure that there's no copyright infringement. I realized that if I did this, if I were to go to the YouTube space and do 8 hours of recording, that I would need to go in with several Step Back videos, not just one. I tried to figure out like how many do you think I could do, and I realized if I did 5 every time I went to the YouTube space, Step Back could be weekly with my new job and everything like that. So I found out that for my 3rd year of my PhD, which is what I'm going into, I'm not getting a teaching assignment. I'm actually going to be a research assistant, and my job is going to be to help other researchers with digital research methods, and I'm going to be making recruitment videos for the university. So I don't have to go to campus very much this year. All of my work is like answering emails and filling out and editing videos at home and things like that. So I have a lot of time to dedicate to making videos on top of working on my dissertation. Those are basically the domains of my life at the moment. So if I can commit to writing 5 scripts a month and then go to the YouTube space and record them, I can make a weekly schedule, and that's what I'm doing. I went to the YouTube space on the 19th, just two weekends ago. I went there for 9 a.m. and I had 8 hours, so 9 to 5 on that Saturday to work. And I had written 5 scripts. It was fun. I actually didn't feel all that stressed out about writing them all. I'm pretty happy with the scripts. I came into the studio and the time was booked. I got the lanyard and everything. It was really fun. And when Kelly, my wife, and I were set up and everything like that, we were all of a sudden in this room, this like expensive studio room with tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment on this rack that's all for us. And there was no explanation on how to use it. No talks about setup, anything. We were just there. I was like, all right, I guess we should figure this out. Luckily, I have a bit of a background in audio engineering, and I was able to figure out a lot of things. And Kelly was able to figure out some things too. This $7,000 camera with my teleprompter on top of it, and a screen with like big batteries that had to be replaced and USB keys that had to be replaced every episode. We had a wardrobe where I came in with a jacket and like 6 shirts, big fancy tripod, monitor for watching the screens, everything. Like it was just crazy. Oh yeah, and big fancy lights, big bright fancy lights. We got ready, we set up. It took us probably about an hour and a half to figure out how everything fit together, but we did it. Then we shot, and we shot, and we shot, and we shot. And for 6 hours, we just went and went and went and went. And we had a really good time. Like, the hours just melted by. And I recorded 5 step-back videos plus 1 short that's going to be for different purposes. It's going to be like a 1-year Patreon update. And it was great. And when we were done, we were exhausted, but we had the footage, and it's shot in beautiful 4K with like 3-point lighting and a $700 microphone and like, you know, everything that you could possibly need to make an amazing recording. And I'm sitting on all of that data now. The first video is coming out today. If you're subscribed to Starry IRL, I imagine you're also subscribed to Step Back. And Step Back has, if the release schedule is right, then the video should have come out an hour before this one did. So you've seen what it's like, and it's very pretty. And there's going to be one of those every week, hopefully forever. I'm already working on my next set of scripts. I am ready to go into the space for sometime in late September. But going weekly is so much fun. It's going to help with the YouTube algorithm for building the channel. It also lets me do a lot more like tentpole projects. Like I am working on a Halloween special, which I didn't get to do before. It's going to be fun. And it gives me a lot more opportunity to do collaborative projects, even if they're just like little cameos for people's videos. So I'm gonna probably do a cameo for a collaborative project, but also I get to like write other people into my scripts. And overall, it's been really fun. So thank you guys so much. And until next time, I'm Tristan, a historian, IRL.